the hell's wrong with this one? Oh. Okay, maybe. There we go. I was like, what? What's going on, guys and gals? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. And welcome to the live stream for another beautiful day of Positivity Sunday. I'm giving it a few moments for y'all to join. Okay. Welcome to the live stream, everybody. Where y'all from? And welcome in for Positivity Sunday. Blake, what's good, man? How you doing? Welcome to the live. Tori, how you doing? Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to Positivity Sunday. So we can spread more positivity around the world. Elevate consciousness. And now you have it? Well, Blake, you had it called now. So welcome to the live stream, brother. Appreciate you, man. Tap that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you feel called, of course. Yeah, you said name called, yeah. Okay, Blake, I called your name. You know? I hope that made your day. And I appreciate you, man. I see you. I see you, brother. It's a beautiful day today, man. I can feel the warmth from the sun. As you guys can see the sun on half my face. And I can, it's cool out. We're about to get another, what's like the word? Another blast of cold air. It's like been definitely up and down the weather lately. But that's not what we're here to talk about. But it is beautiful. And if you do get the opportunity, man, go outside in nature, man. very important for us to be outside, be in nature as often as we can. It's good for grounding, and it's good for a lot of wonderful things, man. You definitely feel a lot more peaceful and calm and centered and grounded when you're outside in nature. So try to do it as often as you can, man. I appreciate y'all, man. So happy Sunday. I'm just going to take a couple deep breaths in and out with you all to just start the live off with, releasing anything that no longer serves. Bring in the light of God into this live stream, into my body, into this space, into this city, state, country, planet, to use us for good, for our highest and great good. Oh yeah, that I definitely needed that. That was nice and calming and relaxing. As always, man. The breath, as you can see, man. Breath is key, man. Breath is life. There's nothing like the breath, man. Um, and I always thought about it, man. I always thought about it many, many years ago, man. I stumbled upon this individual that you know posted a video on TikTok that spoke about his childhood and the chaos that he experienced and the bullying and all of the things that just put him into survival and in his nervous system. And the one thing, man, that helped me and changed my life was breath work. I mean, and that's exactly what he said. And I've heard many, many people say the same exact thing. And I will say it over and over and over and over again, man. It truly has. Again, along with like some other things like movement, like Kundalini, because I did Kundalini yoga, which encompass breath work and mantras and movement and all of those things that support us. Again, we're not taught these things, and I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole on this live, but I just want to say how powerful it's been in my life and how grateful I am that I was led to it in 2017 when I hit rock bottom. And it literally, quite literally changed my life, man. Yeah, it's been a road. Yeah, it's been a journey. Yeah. I've had a lot of ups and downs. Yeah, I've met a lot of people, and it's all about the journey. I mean, that's life, you know. Sometimes we want to get out of situations and things and experiences with people and places, but at the end of the day, man, it literally is all about the journey. The conversations you have with people, the interactions, the things you do, the laughter, the joy, even the sadness and the anger and the arguments and all of it is a part of the human experience, and everybody's just always trying, including myself, we're always trying to get to the end of the book, end of the start at the beginning of the book and just jump to the end and skip everything in the middle, and that's what life is about, man. The juiciness, the center of the book. You're not going to just read the beginning and just go right to the end. I mean, some people may do that, but where's the fun in that? Because again, it's like you go to a movie and you're not going to just want to just watch the beginning and watch the end and see and skip right to the end. And what's the point of even going to the movie to watch the movie? And our lives are a movie, and if you didn't have the experiences that we have along the way, when you get older, how would you tell your grandkids stories about your life and your experiences and your interactions and the journey you had, you know, to teach others so that maybe they won't make the same mistakes, maybe, you know, but again, mistakes can be what you look at them to be, because it's everybody's perception and perspective of what actually a mistake could be. Because maybe it's not, maybe it's something that actually catapulted you onto your reason and purpose as to why you are here and what you came here to do, you know? So, yeah, at the end of the day, man, life is a journey, and it's all about the journey. It's all about the experiences and the interactions and the people you meet along the way. That's what makes life so interesting, man. And yet we run from it. We don't want to. We don't want to have that. We don't want to have that conversation about a certain thing. We don't want to do the certain thing. We don't want to speak up or use our voice, you know. And we just want to. I mean, a lot of us just want to hide, and that has a lot to do with the nervous system. Again, your nervous system is connected to everything: the gut, the brain, your entire body. So if your nervous system is not being regulated and you're in survival and you're in fight or flight all the time, well, yeah, you got to expect that your digestive system is going to be off. You're going to probably have stress and anxiety and not even be able to handle those things easily and effortlessly. So, oh yeah, breath work literally has changed my life. I can't say it enough. I am truly beyond grateful because I can actually honestly sit and breathe. And this is most of the time. This is not all the time, but this is most of the time. I can sit and breathe and be in one breath in and one breath out. I can be calm and relaxed and feel centered and grounded. And it feels amazing to take that breath in and out when in fact, it used to not feel that way. It didn't matter. I was so ramped up, my nervous system, and so stressed out that breathing in and breathing out didn't really help. I probably had to sit there all day to do it, to feel even an ounce of calmness. I was pacing, I was anxious, and that's all how a lot of us grew up, our surroundings, who we were around, how we were conditioned and programmed, and through our families and our friends and everything else that we experienced as a child. And then we have to spend a lot of our adulthood trying to bring ourselves back to peace. The sad thing is, but again, it's perception and perspective of how you see it, how you look at it. And everybody is different. Everybody grew up differently. But I definitely grew up in a chaotic childhood, which then essentially my adulthood was that way. Until I found breathing and breathing techniques and different breath holds. And I came across Wim Hof, which a lot of people have heard. I've came across ice cold baths and ice cold plunges and breath holds and rhythmic breathing and pranayama breathing. And there's so many good breathing techniques and ways of breathing that can truthfully help you in every way, shape, or form navigate this life more easily and more effortlessly. So I am going to be making a lot more videos regarding breathing techniques and different ways to calm your nervous system and different ways to rewire your nervous system, because it took me a lot of time, and I want to take that time to teach everyone how to do it themselves. And if I can put a short out or a video that could help you in your day, maybe even rewire your nervous system. There's so many things. As I said, I did Kundalini yoga, which encompasses breath and movement. Not only does it do that, but there's also mantras involved. The mantras then rewired my brain and my neural pathways in my brain. I mean, yeah, it's sad that we have to do this. At the same time, thankfully, there's platforms and ways we can help others and share this information so you don't have to go through it as long as I had to go through it. Because it wasn't until like 2017. I'm 47 now, so 2017, what, like 7, 8 years ago? It's 2025, 26. So, actually longer than that. We're 6 years into 2020, and then you had 3 years, so that's like 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I hit rock bottom in 2017. And that wasn't the first time, but that was the first time I actually began to listen. Let's just say that. That was the first time I began to actually listen and make the necessary changes I needed to make in my life so that I could have peace. Because the one thing that I asked God for all the time was peace. Please, God, I need peace, man. If I only could sit still, if I only could, like, I couldn't even sit still. It was like I was a robot moving around, walking around like 100 miles an hour with like a chicken with my head cut off. And I literally couldn't sit down. I was just pacing all the time and full of anxiety and depression. And so 10 years ago, I had massive panic attacks. Haven't had any since. 2020, I did a little bit, but there was residue I needed to work on between 2017 and 2020, working on going more within, working on different modalities of breathing techniques and stuff like that between 2017 and 2020. But 2017, man, whew, wow. And I can't believe it's been 10 years. But I can tell you this, that I can sit on a park bench and breathe and feel calm and relaxed and centered and grounded. That's okay, man. Welcome to the live. Appreciate you, man. So, like I can't tell you like how horrible it felt to sit around and be ridded with anxiety and depression and not knowing what to do. And there's books, and you're just given a book, and this book is like 500 pages, and you're told, yeah, just read this book or listen to these DVDs or blah, blah, blah. And it was just like, it felt like it was never going to end. And then, as I said before, many, many times, I was always seeking something external or some way to like, avoid those feelings, which is another thing that we've been conditioned and programmed as men, as women, as kids, to just bypass the feelings and emotions and sensations. And I never did. I never took any of that, my friend. So it's like breath work, breathing, movement, all of that. I didn't need to do that. I found other ways through God. My higher self. I was ready to listen. I paid attention. And I made sure that whatever I did, I was consistent with it. Now, not to say that everybody's road is not different. Someone may need to take stuff like that, and that's okay. I don't judge you for whatever you choose. Everybody's journey is different. At the end of the day, man, we're all here to find ourselves, to walk each other home, to help one another, to assist each other, to teach one another. That's what we're all here to do, man. To guide in some way, shape, or form. At the end of the day, walking each other home. Walking each other home. And I don't think I'm ever going to stop wanting to help, wanting to share, however that looks, however I can, because I know that what I went through, I'm meant to assist others, because I know that what I went through as well is a lot what is what a lot of people and a lot of other people are going through at this current time and have been for a very long time, and they don't know what to do, and they feel like it's their last resort, their last hope, and I'm here to say, man, it's possible. I never thought I would actually sit here and I know I've watched a lot of other people that have reached a lot of people globally. They all say the same thing. We all say the same thing. Like, I can't believe that I'm actually sitting here saying that it is possible. Because, man, when I was in the thick of it, I never thought it was going to be possible. I thought I was stuck, trapped. I would never get past it or never get out of it. I was being told all these different things by different doctors, like, oh, yeah, just do this and do that, and blah, 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 and it's all in your head, and da, 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 and yeah, that doesn't give you any kind of hope. But I hope that I could sit here and someone listens to the replay or someone watches the live and they're struggling, and knowing that you're not alone, knowing that everyone on this planet is going through something at the moment, and has been, and will continue to, and that you're not alone, and that you don't need to be, and that your guides and your angels and your galactic family and anyone on the other side that has passed away is here to support you and guide you and lead you every step of the way. You just got to be open and receptive to it. You've got to choose to invite God in every single day. And again, I know this is Sunday. I know if you're just popping in, it may sound like it's religious. It's not. This channel is very much spiritual. It doesn't have to be religious. If you are religious, you're welcomed in. It's okay. But just because I say God, doesn't mean that this is religious. And it's funny when I say that word, a lot of people just run. They don't even give the opportunity. I see, like, when I use that word, the counter for the amount of people that are in here drops. Very interesting, but it's not a religious channel, and that's not what we do. But I know a lot of people have a negative connotation around the word God, and that's okay too. Everybody, again, is on their own journey, and I respect everybody for where they're at and why they're where they are. And it is what it is. When I was at different points in my life, whether it was me smoking, whether it was me overweight, whatever it was, it took me to make the change. Not someone else telling me I needed to do it, but me actually wanting it bad enough, and then actually, you know, asking for it, and then waiting patiently for God to deliver. Sometimes it was quick, sometimes it took longer. Sometimes the messages were there and I just wasn't ready to see them. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why. But the fact of the matter is, man, you have to be ready. You quite literally have to be ready, because no one is going to be able to do it for you, whatever that is. It has to be you wanting it, whether it be like quitting something, an addiction you may have, walking away from certain things that are not in alignment with you, or um, you know, people aren't respecting your boundaries. It's all about the decisions you make and the decisions you choose, and when and if you're ready to make those choices and those decisions. And you know, I had to be ready to quit smoking. Nobody could tell me, you got to quit. That's not good for you. That's not healthy for you. Blah, blah, blah. It was like I had to be ready. I had to fully be ready. And nothing you can do to try to make or force someone to change is going to help unless they are ready. And that goes for anything. And a lot of it is just ego and the human resisting, because, mind you, every single thing that you've been doing for a long time, or if it was a long time, has some sort of connection with different things in your life, different people, different things you do, maybe a job, maybe family member, maybe a relationship. So maybe that smoking connects with multiple friends that you have that smoke also, and that go to a bar or go to do things and they smoke, and you are not ready to fully let go of everything that is required to let go of in order to stop smoking. And so it requires a lot of courage when you get ready to maybe stop drinking or stop smoking. Because again, as I said, I'm using those as examples because usually whatever you're doing, the people that you're surrounded with kind of do the same thing. That's what you attract, because, that's just kind of how it works. You're usually on the same vibration and frequency. So if you smoke and you go to bars and you go to clubs, most of the people that you hang out with are going to do that. And if they don't, then they won't be around you because they don't choose to partake in those things. So they're going to kind of fall off anyway, naturally. So it's like majority of the time, someone that drinks or smokes, and I'm using that as an example. Mike, what's good, brother? You're going to have to let go of the things that you potentially may have done and may continue to want to do, like go to the clubs, go to the bars, hang out with these specific people that maybe you smoked for 30, 40 years and you were good, close friends with these people. And when you guys get together, you play cards and you gamble and do, things of that nature, that you sit there and drink and smoke together. So now, if you quit, in order to be consistent with it and actually quit, you're going to have to walk away from those people that you hung out with that continue to smoke, because it's going to be even harder to actually let go of that habit. And that's one of the things that I think people don't realize, but I do think that, like, AA, I've never been a part of AA, but I assume that they tell you you have to change your friends and your environment, and that is the truth. I know that when I was quitting, I lived at the time with someone that smoked. And I would venture to say I probably stopped over 10 years ago now, around then. Yeah, I would venture to say it was before 2017. So I would venture to say it's been over 10 years that I've stopped. And not to say that I don't go through difficult things that I have to release or let go of, that maybe, are not for my highest and greatest good. But I can tell you this, I lived with someone that smoked and they continued to smoke. And it was extremely challenging. It was even more challenging to quit when you were around people like this person was living with me. I would have had to tell them they'd have to leave in order to, but I didn't. Yeah. It's funny you say that saying, man. I've been hearing a lot more people say that saying lately. Yes, exactly. And interesting, that saying goes so deep. It's so simple yet so deep. And yeah, it means like if nothing changes in your life, nothing's going to change. So if you don't change your environment, if you don't change the people you're around that are doing the same thing that you've been doing, then yeah, nothing's going to change. So yes, it was very difficult to quit when having a friend that actually continued to do it, that lived with me at the time, but yet I still did. But I fell numerous times and had to get back up and fell down and got back up. I said, okay, I'm throwing this pack away. This is kind of a common thing that I would do when I'm ready to like be done with something. Even let's use an example as like food. I'll buy the food and then I realize, damn, I don't want to eat this food anymore. And then I end up giving it away or throwing it away almost immediately, realizing that, yeah, if I want to stop it, I have to throw it away or get rid of it. And I kind of did that with the smoking too. And I would buy a pack and then I'd be like, the hell with this, I'm done, I'm quitting. And then I'd throw the pack away. And then like a few hours later, I'd be going through withdrawal. Then I'd go and I'd buy another one. But yet at the same time, I would tell people, well, hold me accountable, like friends and people that would live with me. I want you to hold me accountable. And I'm going to attempt to quit smoking again. And then what I did, this was when I was like, you know, at the earliest of letting go of different things and addictions and all kinds of things. And now it's like very easy for me to do anything. If I'm done with something, I'm done with it, you know, and I'll just throw it away or I'll give it away. And I'm like, I'll have a few of it. I'll have maybe a few of the chips or a few of the cookies, and then I'll just give it away. And I think that is showing myself that I can do it. It's not a big deal. Even with it around, I could still do it. So I buy it, I eat a few, and then I give it away. I'm like, yeah, I'm not really feeling this anymore. Like I you know, I want to be on a health kick right now, so I'm going to give this away or throw it away. You know, I just wanted a couple of them to test myself to see if I actually would eat the whole box or, you know, and it's like sometimes we do these things for ourselves to see where we're at and how far we've actually come, you know? So it's like you really legitimately have to give up everything. People, places, things, all of it that remind you of that thing to walk away from it completely. Not to say that everybody has to do that. Again, everybody's different. Everybody's on a different path and a different journey as to where they're at in their life. So it's not, this is where I was at and I had to do that. Now I don't really have to do that anymore. Now I can just say, okay, I'm going to fast for a few days and food can still be in the house. There's people that I know that can't have any food in their house, you know, if they're going to fast. For me, it doesn't matter. I could have the junk food sitting around. I could have regular food. It doesn't really matter. Do I do that with certain things? No, because if I decide to fast for like a week or 5 days, then yeah, it's not going to be like a salad is not going to be good anymore in 5 days, you know? So yeah, of course I'll give that things like that away, but things that necessarily are fine and will last, I don't need to. I'm at a point where like I can go and just be like, all right, I'm going to fast and just fast. And I don't have the cravings and the temptations like I used to before 2020. And I had to change my entire diet. I had to change all that in 2017 due to health stuff. And that's a lot of things that a lot of people are experiencing. They're finding that they have to do these things due to whatever they're having happen in their life that's forcing them into those changes. So does that saying hold true too much anymore? No, because I think a lot of people are just being forced into change. They're losing those people or the job or the family or the friends or whatever it is just falling away so that they can make the changes they need to make in order to, you know, do what they came here to do, their purpose, the reason for being here. Again, we're getting closer and closer to why majority of us have come here, why majority of us are here on this planet, which is we volunteered to be here. And all these distractions that we've been using to numb out, to avoid, to not want to face, are falling away because our purpose, it's time now that the reason we came here, we need to step into that role. And a lot of us, and if you find this channel, and if you've subscribed, and if you've tapped the like button, then there's a great possibility, not even a great possibility, it is a fact that you volunteered to be here, that you chose to be here at this time to assist humanity. You wouldn't be on this channel, you wouldn't be following me and Luna if that wasn't the case. Just a lot of us forgot the reason we're here. And a lot of people, like I hear constantly, okay, this is a common theme I'm hearing, okay, and I know why I'm hearing it. I don't want to be here anymore. This is my last life. I don't plan on coming back. And they say it with conviction, man. Or I hear people saying, I'm going to go before this sibling goes, or I'm going to go before this family member or this partner. I don't want to be here before they die or transition. And I get it. I can relate. I understand, because at different points in my life, I felt the same exact way. I said to my dad, probably I would say 2017, 2018, he was really a huge support in my life at that time when I hit rock bottom. Huge. Like angel in human form type of huge. And I told him, I go, I don't want to, I want to go before you go. But that's not a lot of our paths, for the child to go before the parent. Now, mind you, in all the past life regressions I've done and all the the research I've done, you know, we switch roles. You know, one will play the husband in one life and the wife in the other, and then they'll switch roles, and then they'll swap. Or my father was my father in this life, and then another life I'll be the father, and he'll be the son or the daughter, you know? Okay, cool. I appreciate you, Richard. And I hope you have a wonderful, fantastic day, my brother. So, at the end of the day, we're all here right now, and a lot of us, and a great majority of us, volunteered and heard the call and said, I'm here to volunteer to support the collective in this massive, great awakening. Well, yeah, that's cool. I mean, I did drugs in the past. I don't do drugs anymore. I did drugs in my early 20s, in my early 30s. I smoked a lot of weed. I did acid and ecstasy and mushrooms and you name it. Yeah. And I'm not afraid, or, you know, I have no reason to hide it. Yeah. Do I do it anymore? Hell no. I haven't done drugs or drank anything. And it's not because I'm like recovering or anything like that. It's just because I chose not to. I have a bigger purpose here on the planet. All of that stuff I use to numb out, pornography, all of it, gaming 24/7, all of it. I'm not saying any of those things are bad or good or anything. I don't judge anybody where they're at and why they're choosing to do certain things. I just don't choose to need it anymore. I found breath, that I could do breath work and get the same experience without the come down that I got from drugs. And yet I'm not poisoning myself, and yet I could do it in like seconds, in minutes. Whereas then I had to smoke a bowl or take a bong hit and be dazed and confused the entire day, you know? Whereas I can get that feeling anytime with the breath. I don't know what you mean by strong opiates. I mean, I've done ecstasy and things of that nature. I don't know if that's considered opiates, but probably not. If you mean like fentanyl and stuff like that, no. no, I don't know if that's considered opiates. Not really sure. And probably by that you mean, oh no, oxy, no, morphine, hell no, 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 definitely not. Definitely not. I didn't get that. I didn't go that wild. But I've done, like I said, mushrooms and acid and weed. And weed I did the most. And then drinking and ecstasy and like I said, those things. Definitely didn't shoot up or anything like that. It was more for me. It was like I was confused and lost, and constantly having anxiety and depression and all these different things because I was lost. And the biggest part of it is because I never ever have felt that I fit in this world. So what do? You do all these things to fit in with groups of people. And that's typically what it is. That's where people, they feel alone in the world. They don't feel like they fit in like I did as a kid. I did not feel like I fit in. I was bullied all the time. So what did I do? My sister invited me over to her boyfriend's house and they were smoking weed and they peer pressured me into smoking weed. And that's when it all started. Because I was looking for friends, to be liked, to be loved by others instead of finding that within myself. So I turned to drugs and alcohol and all kinds of distractions and things that I could numb out from, because I never fit in. And I was always told, you got to keep quiet. I was told to suppress everything. I would hear voices from my guides and angels and people from the other side, and I was told to suppress it. Like you can't talk about that stuff because you're going to be put in a straitjacket in a mental institution. And I never realized that you're here to live your life out, not others. Exactly. That's another thing. I grew up in a family that people pleasing was everything. And you would do everything for everybody else but yourself. And you would put everybody else first before you put yourself first. And that, hey Heather, what's going on? Welcome to the live, Heather Starr. I'm still trying to truly accept myself in the same position you're talking about being in before. Yeah, well, you know what, Richard? You know what? The one thing that I can tell you it was many things. Breath work, because you're rewiring your nervous system and you're rewiring your brain. So if you can find breath work, and there's stuff everywhere, and we even have stuff on this channel, and we're going to be offering it in our community. And there's a lot of things I talk about, me and Luna talk about in our school membership platform. If you feel like called to join that, you can. There's things we don't talk about on here. We give much more in-depth things in there. You don't have to. I'm just saying, it's open if you are interested. If you're not, there's plenty of stuff out there, man. I'm going to be offering very soon more classes with Luna on breath work, that you can come and lay down and breathe and release all kinds of things and rewire your nervous system. See, here's the thing too. We were taught not the proper way to breathe. And most people breathe the wrong way. And most people are breathing through the sympathetic nervous system, which constantly is bringing up trauma. It's not meant to be all day long, every day, where you're breathing a certain way and you're breathing into the sympathetic. You don't want to be in the sympathetic nervous system all day long, every day, because then you're in survival. And then you're having constant trauma coming up. You will never feel calm and relaxed. Then you will seek all these things. But breath work, man, brought me here, inside, within. And I could sit now, after 10 years of doing like breath work and all different kinds of things, but breath work, the number one. I did Wim Hof. I did Stig Stevenson. I'm doing currently, that's going to take over a year, Soma breathing, Soma breath work. I'm going to become a master advanced soma breath work where they use somatic movement, breathing, um, uh, uh, what is it? Dang, I can't think of the word. Anyways, rhythmic breathing, pranayama, all these different things, man. Ice cold plunges, all these things you would think wouldn't help, and they actually do. They bring you in here. They bring you focused on your breath in the present moment, in the here and now. And that's the most important thing. And I can tell you here, I'm going to tell you one thing that I really think would help you a lot, Richard. I hope you're still here, man. That I did. Placing your hand on your chest, over your heart. Yeah, we'll keep doing it, man, because you know what? That's the one thing, man. The breathing is the one thing. And I'm not talking about doing conscious circular breathing. I'm not talking about Wim Hof, all this stuff. Like, the one simple thing is focusing on your breathing. Okay? That is going to bring you inside. That's going to bring you into the here and now, in the present moment. You're rewiring and retraining your brain. You don't even need anything else. Okay? Everything you do, but you have to do it all the time to retrain yourself. Put your hand on your chest and just focus on your breath. Focus on you breathing in and out. That's it. Simple as that. You can go on walks while you're washing. It may be kind of hard to do it while you're washing dishes, but because you need both hands a lot of times. But as often as you can, if you're in your car driving and you got one hand and you're sitting at a light and you got one hand on the wheel, put the other one on your chest and just focus on your breath. It brings you into the present moment, the here and now. That's the only thing that matters. We've been trained and programmed and conditioned to be in the future and the past all the time. Why? Because that's when we're in fear and easily controlled. That's what brings up the anxiety and the depression. So if you can stay in the present moment and you can rewire and retrain your brain to be in the present moment, which doesn't take long, you could do it in a matter of days. If you really, really commit to it and dedicate to it and do it all the time. I literally would go walking and I would just put my hand on my chest and focus on my hand rising and falling. Not doing anything, not breathing in a certain way, just allowing you to focus on the breath. And then you do it in even challenging situations, like when you're with people, or you're talking to your boss. You don't need to put your hand on you can. They don't know why you got your hand on your chest. Who cares what they think? Put your hand on your chest as often as you can and just focus on the breath. I promise you, in a short period of time, you'll be in the present moment, mindful, not in the future, not in the past, but right here, right now. And you know how many people I come across that I have a conversation with, and they're in the clouds, they're somewhere else. They're not even in the present moment having that conversation with you. And it's like, you can even sense the energy. You can sense that they're not there. They're not present with you. They're in their head, in their thoughts. It's very rare that you find somebody like I am right now having this conversation with you, present, not in the future, not in the past, not what am I going to do later? What am I going to do 10 minutes from now? Oh, what am I going to eat in an hour? What am I going to have for breakfast? What am I going to have for dinner? Where am I going to go? What am I going to do? No, I'm right here, right now, in this conversation, talking to you, and I know dang well you can tell I am. But you can tell when somebody's not there. I'll try the hand thing. I used to meditate a lot, but for some reason I can't bring myself to do it anymore. That might make it a bit easier. Yeah, it will. It will, because probably through conditioning and programming, and we're told, oh yeah, what's your 5-year plan? What are you doing in 5 years from now? What's your plan for retirement? Always in the future, when it doesn't even freaking matter. It literally don't matter. Because every single thing can be taken from you in a heartbeat, in the blink of an eye. So it's a bunch of BS when they tell you all of that. They teach you that in school. What's your 5-year plan? And then you meet girls that'll be like, well, what's your goals for the future? And you know what? My goal is to be present, to be here and now, and who cares? And the more you do it and the more you retrain yourself, the more you change, the more everyone around you will change, and the questions they ask you will change, and you'll meet people that are in the here and now and present. But you got to do it first. All it is simple. You got to just rewire yourself to be mindful and in the present moment. Another good example that could help you that I did was counting to 20 as you chew your food. Because literally, we are honestly, truly supposed to chew our food till it's like liquid and then swallow it. That puts less strain on the nervous system and the digestive system and your gut. But most people, they shove their food down. They're talking when they're eating. They're watching something. They're not present when they're eating their food. So what forces you to be present is if you count to 20 while chewing your food, by the time you get to 20, your food will be liquid. And you'll notice more and more, the more you do that, the more present, the more in the moment you are. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. There you go. There you go. You just answered your own question, man. You just answered your own question. So you're always looking for the next step. You're not present, period. You're not present. And these two things will keep you in the present moment. So you may, and let me just say this. In the beginning, yeah, it's going to take like constant reinforcement. Maybe put on your phone home screen, remind me to put my hand on my chest as often as I can, focusing on my breath. Put on your home screen a reminder when I eat, count to 20. And keep doing it. Before you know it, you won't need to do it anymore. You're going to just do it naturally. And then now what you're doing in that process, you're rewiring your nervous system, you're rewiring your digestive system, and you're rewiring your neural pathways in your brain to be right here, right now. And you will see such a big difference in your life, man. I promise you that. Those three things right there will be game changers. If you stick to it, if you are consistent, and if every time that you F up and you forget, and you're like, oh, wait, I'm in the future. Okay, let me come back to my breath. Oh, wait, I'm in the future again. Let me come back to my breath. Let me focus on my breath. Every time you notice it, reinforce and bring yourself back. If you forget one time and you forget to chew your food and bam, you're slamming your food down, you're eating it, and then you go back, oh, wait, I got to chew my food. I got to count to 20. Keep reinforcing yourself. And before you know it, man, because it doesn't take long. The brain is very easy. It's very easy to, change a habit. It's just people make it difficult. People make it difficult. But it's very easy and it can happen very quickly if you're consistent and you're disciplined enough to do it and continue to remind yourself to do it. So it's like, just bring yourself back. Oh, wait, I'm not chewing my food. Okay, I'm going to chew my food now. Oh, wait, I stopped at the number 10. Okay, now I'm going to eat some more food. And yeah, it's in the beginning, you're going to make a lot of saliva. It's going to be kind of challenging, but that's okay. Come back. Keep bringing yourself back. I think the worst part is the constant necessary the reinforcement, exactly. So it's like, oh, wait, I'm walking, but I'm not focusing on my breath. Oh, wait, I'm driving, but I'm not focusing on my breath. Oh, wait, I'm in this confrontational conversation with someone. I'm not focusing on my breath. And then come back to the breath. Yes, the reinforcement is, if you did it like literally every time and you just boom, boom, you reinforce it, man, it could be in a few hours, it could be in a few days. No joke. After a few months, it can feel so draining, constantly fighting yourself. It was easier. Yeah, well, you have to, man. You have to, because I know what you mean. I went through that. And yes, it is, because you know what you're also fighting through? You're fighting through the thoughts. No, like, why do I have to do this? Like, nobody else is doing this. Like, this is bull crap. Like, why am I doing this? And your mind is telling you, no, the way you were doing it before is the right way, right? So you're fighting changing those thoughts because your mind doesn't like change. Your mind doesn't like change. So it's like your mind is telling you, no, the way you were doing it before is right. What are you doing? Why are you putting your hand on your chest? Why do you keep doing that? No, the breathing, the way you were breathing before wasn't belly breathing, is the right way to breathe because you've been doing it so long. So you have to, it's like, yes, you're fighting against it yourself, essentially, to change it. I've been through it all, man. Trust me. I've been through it all, and I don't stop because I never want to go back to the way I was, ever. And I will do anything humanly possible to. The most important thing to me, the number one thing, is peace. That I have peace. And that's one thing I ask for, aside from meeting the person that I came here to do life with. You know, that was one thing that I asked for, and I told the universe and God for many, many years I'd give up everything I have for that. But I tell you what, first and foremost, even before that, it's peace. My peace. I'm not willing to give that up for anything, to be honest. And I will give up everything for peace. It was easier the first time, and it gets easier over. Yes, it does. It does. It does. It totally does. But if you lose as much progress as no, you have not, though. That's the thing, Richard. That's the thing, man. Forget about that. That's a limiting belief. You haven't, bro. Every single thing that you've done is you are like 1,000 steps ahead of everybody else. You don't lose any of that, man. You don't. They showed me this. My guides showed me this a long time ago, and they said, "Okay, you take 2 steps forward, right, and then you take 1 step back. But that 1 step back is still not as far back as you were before. It's because you took 2 steps forward. You're now taking 1 step back, but it's 1 step back further forward than you were before. You get what I'm saying? So you're never going to go back as far as you were. Never. All that stuff that you have is all knowledge and experience, and now it's going to be much shorter time period that it's going to take for you to get back to where you were. But now you're going to be even better than before. Yeah, and the body remembers what to do and what is supposed to be like. Exactly. And you never forget that. Not only that, but the body never forgets. Okay? It just takes, okay, well, I stopped going to the gym for a few months, big deal. Okay. But you know what? Your body remembers. And now your snapback is much quicker than it would have been before because of the body remembering. So forget that, man. That's a program that we've been conditioned to believe. Oh man, now I got to start from square one. No, you don't. No, you don't. You have experience. You have knowledge. You have things that like I just showed you, right? If you didn't know all the things you knew, you would not been receptive to receive what I just told you. Okay? You would have not been receptive to receive it. You wouldn't have received it. Okay? And now when you do this, hand on your chest is going to be so much easier than anything you ever did before. Now when you chew 20 times, you're mindful of it. You're aware of it. You're present to it. That's the key. Yeah. 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 And now you've already been through it. So it's like, Okay, no big deal. You know, I'm not starting from day one. That's for sure. Like I remember when I was doing NoFap and semen retention. I did that for 2 years. But in the beginning, when I first was quitting porn and semen retention, NoFap, man, I fell a few times in the beginning, and then I'm like, damn, I just went 2-3 weeks streak, and now I have to start over again. But no, I'm not really actually starting over, because everything that you did up to that point was discipline, that you were mentally changing your brain and mind and body to be more disciplined. Even if, like, let's say you fasted for like 3 years and then you didn't do it for like 6 months, okay? And then you decide to do it again, and then it was kind of sort of difficult the first time after 6 months not doing it. And you didn't make it past the first day. Don't think that you haven't trained yourself to be disciplined. And that's where people get lost in it, because they're like, oh man, I fell off after a 3-year streak. Or, oh man, I stopped fasting for 6 months, and now when I did it, I couldn't make it one day. But that's okay, because all that you did prior, the next time you do it, you're going to do it even longer and even better than you did it before. You don't lose any of that. Nothing. You're not starting from the beginning like someone that's just doing it for the first time. So have more grace on yourself, brother. You've done a lot, it seems like, and you've been through a lot, and you have a lot of knowledge and experience, man. Now you just got to implement it again, and that's not a big deal. So you're doing great, man, and I applaud you, man, and I think you should applaud yourself, man, and pat yourself on the back, man. You've come a long way. It sounds like, from just bits and pieces that you've told me in this live. So I appreciate you, man, a lot, and I thank you. And stay positive, man. Know that brighter days are coming. Know that our purpose and our mission for being here, which I really strongly believe intuitively, and they're telling me, is you came here to help others, man, through what you went through. That's your purpose. All the things you went through, you're here to help and serve. That's what you volunteered to be here to do. And your time is coming, man. This year is a big year for a lot of us. Majority of us who have volunteered to be here are positions. The reason we came here is it's go time. The time is now. This year. So stay strong, man. You're a courageous individual for doing the things you have done thus far, man. So I love you, man, and I appreciate you. And thank you for sharing. And try those things I told you. I hope that it helps. I'm going to get going because I got a few things to take care of. And I appreciate you a lot, man. And I hope that it helps. Anyone watching the replay, man, you too, man. Happy Sunday, and get out there, man, and spread more kindness. And I'm glad, man. I know that the next time I see you, you're gonna be like, "Yo, thank you, man. You changed my life. You helped me. All I did was assist you in remembering. That's it. You're doing it all yourself, man. And you chose to be here. You chose to stay here for like an hour on this live, man. You're showing your higher self, your guides and your angels, that you want this bad. So good for you, man. Hats off to you, man. I appreciate you. Hey, Tori, what's good? Welcome to the live stream. Again, I hope you all got something out of this, man. Get out and, be kind to one another, man. Spread more kindness, because that's what we need in the world. We need to spread more kindness. Treat each other how we want to be treated. When we give love, we receive love, man. Thank you again from the bottom of my heart. If you guys feel called to donate, we have donation buttons on our website at darenluna.com. We have a thank you button on here. We have a school membership platform. We're growing with like-minded individuals, where we do multiple Zooms a month with tons of information. We have tons of content already on there that can support you on your journey. I love you all, man, from the bottom of my heart. I really do. And I will do anything humanly possible to serve and help the collective shift in a positive way, man, so we can all live in a better world. Honestly, man. Because I don't want to be here if this place is not like that, man. Just like I know a lot of you don't. So it starts with us. We have to make the changes first. And then this world will be a better place for us all, man. And that's my hope. That's my dream. That's what I want to see. You know, us just living peacefully, in harmony, balanced. You know, that's what I hope to do with the New Earth School with Luna. You know, Rip into light, create a healing center, a retreat center, a school, a place where people can live in community and come together as one and unite, man. That's what I hope to see all around the world, man. And we begin to realize that we're not separate and that we all can learn and grow from each other. So with that being said, man, I love you all. I'll see you on the next live, on the next video, or somewhere around the world. Until then, let's go.